You've seen it, right? A toddler completely glued to a screen, just totally lost in a show. And you have to wonder, how do they do that? Is it some kind of magic? Or is there a formula? Well, today, we're going to find out. Let's break down the secret recipe. I mean, that's really the big question, isn't it? Because it turns out, the shows that kids just can't get enough of, they aren't just a random splash of bright colors and songs. No, they're actually super carefully crafted, and they follow a surprisingly consistent and, repeatable recipe. So to get to the bottom of this, we're going to use the perfect case study. It's a fictional adventure, but it's going to feel very familiar. We're calling it The Great Cookie Caper. And by taking this thing apart piece by piece, we're going to uncover the secret ingredients that make this stuff so powerful.
Okay, so every great kid story starts right here, with a really simple, solid foundation. Way before you get to the catchy tunes and the funny gags, you have to have characters a 3-year-old can instantly get, and a problem that makes sense in their world.
So, meet the crew. You've got JJ, he's our curious hero. Cody is the funny one. Nina's the smart big sister. And the secret ingredient here? It's all about simplicity. See, each character has just one main defining trait. That makes them predictable, which is a good thing. It's easy for a little kid's brain to follow along without getting lost. There's no deep, complicated backstory, and that is 100% on purpose.
And the plot is just as simple. The problem isn't some huge world-ending disaster. Nope, it's just the cookies are missing. This is a totally low-stakes conflict that is completely relatable. Kids get cookies, they get that things can disappear, so they immediately understand the goal. We gotta find those cookies. And that simple story? It's built on an equally simple, clear roadmap. The whole thing follows this 5-step path, every time. And this gives a kid a real sense of comfort and predictability. They learn the rhythm really fast. Okay, first there's a problem, then we sing a song about it, then we find clues, then we get the answer, and then we learn something. It makes them feel safe and, honestly, kind of smart because they can guess what's coming next.
All right, so you've got your foundation. Now you add the magic layer. And for preschoolers, this is so important. This isn't just background noise or some cool animation. The music and the visuals, they're the main course. They are literally how the story gets told. Get this. In this one short story about some missing cookies, there are 6, count 'em, 6 different songs. That means a whole new musical number is kicking off every couple of minutes. This isn't just filler, folks. This is the engine that's pushing the entire story forward.
And this is a perfect example of what these songs do. When JJ decides to become a detective, he doesn't just, say it. The whole family bursts into the Detective JJ song. The music tells us his new role, it explains what he's trying to do, and it gets the kid at home to join in on the case. It's totally active, not passive.
And that's because in these shows, the songs are not just a break in the action. They literally are the action. Music is the #1 tool for storytelling. The plot moves forward through the songs. They explain feelings, they switch from one scene to the next, and they deliver all the important messages in a way that really, really sticks.
And while all that music is happening, the visuals are a non-stop comedy show. We're talking huge, exaggerated facial expressions. Classic slapstick stuff, like when Cody falls into a pile of flour. And of course, everything is paired with fun sound effects that just punctuate every single little move. It keeps kids laughing and their eyes glued to the screen.
But here's the real genius behind it all. All of this fun stuff, the simple characters, the mystery, the songs, it's all designed to serve one single core mission: to sneak in educational lessons right in the middle of all the entertainment.
See, the whole mystery about the missing cookies, it was never really about the cookies. It was all a fun, engaging setup to teach a really important lesson about pet safety, that you can't give chocolate to animals. The problem is basically a Trojan horse, and the lesson is hiding inside.
And it's never just one lesson either. Woven through this one little story, they're counting the cookies that are missing. They're using clues to solve a problem. They're showing the family working together. And then, of course, you get that big lesson on pet safety. It's like a multi-layered learning experience disguised as a super fun game. And how do they make sure that big, final lesson really sinks in? Yep, you guessed it, with another super catchy song. This little tune is simple, it's direct, and it's so easy for a kid to remember and sing long after the show is over. It's like they're learning without even trying.
So, here's the real secret. The learning part isn't some boring lecture they tack on at the end. The lesson is the satisfying answer to the fun mystery. Finding out why the cat took the cookies and then learning how to keep her safe, That's the final, rewarding piece of the whole puzzle.
So, there you have it. That's the secret recipe. You take some simple characters and a relatable problem, you pour on nonstop music and funny visuals to keep it moving, and you make sure the solution to all that fun is actually a lesson that sticks. That's the formula. And that really leaves you with a pretty cool thought, right? If you can teach pet safety with a story about missing cookies, what else can this formula do? Sharing your toys, cleaning up your room, being kind to your friends? I mean, the possibilities are basically endless. It just goes to show you that maybe, just maybe, the most powerful way to teach is also the most fun.